Dinosaurs might get most of the fame and glory in museums and TV, but when dinos ruled the Earth is still just a tiny flicker compared to the planet's full timeline. There are countless more gigantic, toothy, and winged beasts that existed long before or alongside them that are flat-out terrifying. So join us as we show you 15 prehistoric creatures that'll give you nightmares. Number 15. Leopleurodon. With necks longer than giraffes and teeth sharper than katana blades, the Jurassic seas were terrifying. Among the top-dog predators of this watery world were the plesiosaurs, which are marine reptiles often mistaken for dinos. But none were more feared than Leopleurodon. This carnivorous juggernaut weighed over 500 pounds and reached lengths beyond 30 feet, nearly a quarter of that made up by its massive skull, packed with rows of serrated teeth. As part of the Pliosauridae family, which was the short-necked plesiosaurs that ruled Jurassic oceans, this guy was built to kill. Its extended snout held an arsenal of interlocking teeth that regenerated throughout its life, guaranteeing a constant supply of cutting tools. With a streamlined body and powerful flippers, it moved with ease, while its sharp sense of smell helped locate prey from afar. Though it eventually vanished, perhaps due to changing seas or prey, it remains one of history's most powerful marine predators, still captivating scientists and fossil fans worldwide. Number 14. Gorgonops. Long before dinosaurs set foot on Earth, Gorgonops was the top predator, ruling 260 million years ago. It ranged between 6 and 10 feet long and was built for speed and efficiency. Its most distinctive weapon was a pair of massive saber-like canine teeth that nearly touched its lower jaw when closed. The skull was deep and angular, built to handle the immense pressure required to deliver deadly bites. Gorgonops wasn't a dinosaur. It belonged to a group called therapsids, mammal-like reptiles that existed long before true mammals emerged. It had specialized jaws, advanced teeth, and reptilian features blended with mammalian traits. Those long fangs weren't just for intimidation. They were lethal tools designed for puncturing and finishing off prey. Although not the largest carnivore of its time, that title went to Inostrancevia, it was among the most agile and dangerous. In the Permian landscape, Gorgonops relied on speed, precision, and terrifying bite strength to hold its place at the top. Number 13. Arctotherium angustidens. Well, grizzlies are powerful, and there is no doubt about it, but Arctotherium angustidens made them look like tiny puppy cubs. This enormous short-faced bear prowled South America about 2.5 million years ago and weighed nearly 4,400 pounds, making it the largest bear species ever recorded. On hind legs, it stood up to 14 feet tall, longer than a delivery truck. But bulk didn't mean slow. Its smaller cousin, Arctodus simus, hit speeds nearing 40 miles, and Arctotherium likely wasn't far behind. That meant outrunning it wasn't an option. With colossal paws, lethal claws, and a skull-crushing bite, it dominated the Ice Age wilderness. Its prey may have included large mammals, possibly even early humans. In a land filled with megafauna, Arctotherium reigned supreme, combining speed, mass, and aggression into one terrifying package. No apex predator of its time matched this bear's size or reach, and its legacy as Earth's ultimate land-based predator still echoes through fossil records and scientific debates. Number 12. Livyatan. From the fossil depths of the Miocene epoch emerged the mighty Livyatan. It's an extinct genus of macroraptorial sperm whale that once ruled the oceans, and now, for good, it's gone. Its very name pays tribute to both the biblical sea monster Leviathan and Herman Melville, author of Moby Dick. Living nearly 10 million years ago, Livyatan melvillei left behind fossil trails from Chile and Argentina to California and Australia. Unlike modern sperm whales that use suction to feed on squid, Leviathan was a ruthless predator. It hunted large marine animals, other whales, giant seals, even rivals. What made it truly terrifying were its teeth. Up to 1.1 feet long, the biggest biting teeth of any known animal besides tusks. These deadly weapons lined both jaws and interlocked with precision. Its skull also housed the spermaceti organ, possibly used for sonar, headbutting, or communication. Stretching between 44 and 57 feet in length, Leviathan combined power, aggression, and brain, making it a true giant among prehistoric killers. Number 11. Sarcosuchus. Well now, let's imagine a crocodile the size of a school bus with a bite capable of crushing steel, and you'll get a sense of what Sarcosuchus, aka Super Croc, was. Though not a true crocodile but a distant cousin, Sarcosuchus dwarfed today's saltwater crocs, growing nearly 40 feet long, twice their length, and tipping the scales at 8 tons. It was the undisputed top predator of the Cretaceous waterways, 112 million years ago, often preying on dinosaurs. Its huge snout held over 100 teeth, but it wasn't just the digit, it was the power behind them. Scientists estimate this beast could slam its jaws shut with 18,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, over 4 times stronger than Tyrannosaurus rex. That kind of bite made crushing bone effortless. But it didn't rule unchallenged. Sarcosuchus likely clashed with other massive predators of the era, including Spinosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus. In a world of giants, this semi-aquatic tank dominated, not just by size, but with terrifying force. Thanks to the Holy Lord, it's not anymore. Number 10. Joseph-Wartegasia monesi. A city rat is unsettling enough, but Joseph-Wartegasia monesi was in a completely different category. Roaming Earth between 4 and 2 million years ago, this ancient rodent measured up to 10 feet long and weighed as much as 2,200 pounds, the size of a buffalo. It didn't just look intimidating. Its massive incisors stretched nearly a foot and were powerful enough to crack bone. Using advanced computer modeling, scientists determined this rodent's bite force reached 3,600 pounds per square inch, on par with a saltwater crocodile. Fortunately, it wasn't a predator. Researchers believe it used its teeth to gnaw through thick wood, dig into the ground, or crack open hard-shelled plants and nuts. If threatened, those enormous incisors could have easily been used for defense. Joseph-Wartegasia lived in South America's wetlands and forests, likely foraging alongside other megafauna. It remains the largest known rodent to ever exist, and proof that ancient ecosystems had room for giants even in the unlikeliest forms. Number 9. Mosasaurus. Well, we have seen beasts with teeth before, but nothing quite like Mosasaurus, the Cretaceous titan that turned oceans into hunting grounds. It was a marine predator as long as a bus, moving with the speed of a torpedo, jaws double-hinged to unhinge your sense of scale. Often confused for a dino, it wasn't one at all, but a marine lizard, kin to monitor lizards and snakes. Some individuals stretched nearly 60 feet, powered by muscular tails and flipper-like limbs that sliced through the water. Its skull bristled with conical teeth, perfect for seizing fish, turtles, and even rival reptiles. The first bones were uncovered in 1764 in a Dutch chalk quarry, before dinosaur was even a word. Recent 2025 studies using advanced 3D modeling suggest it had a stronger bite force than previously estimated, capable of crushing ammonite shells with ease. With its expandable jaws, it could swallow prey whole, no struggle required. It wasn't a supporting predator in ancient seas, it was the headliner, the beast built purely for domination. Number 8. Helicoprion. This 270-million-year-old puzzle stumped paleontologists for over a century. We mean, why not? Just look at it. It's completely otherworldly. It stretched 20 to 25 feet in length and is best known for its spiral arrangement of teeth, a feature unlike anything else in the fossil record. When first unearthed in 1899, these whorls of elongated teeth looked like coiled ribbons and left scientists baffled. Russian geologist Alexander Karpinsky originally thought the whorl came from its snout. Over the decades, theories placed it everywhere, from its nose to dorsal fin to deep inside its throat. Not until 2013 did CT scans solve the mystery. The whorl sat in the lower jaw, forming a bizarre buzzsaw that sliced prey as the jaw closed. New teeth continuously grew at the back, pushing older ones forward. Meanwhile, the upper jaw remained nearly toothless. Some specimens had jaws over 2 feet wide. With each bite, this rotating jaw shredded soft-bodied prey, making Helicoprion one of the most mechanically unique predators in Earth's history. Number 7. Megalania. Roughly 2.5 million years ago in prehistoric Australia, Megalania was the undisputed apex predator. This colossal monitor lizard grew up to 23 feet long, twice the size of its modern cousin, the Komodo dragon. But Megalania wasn't just about size. It had a far deadlier advantage: venom. Like its relatives today, Megalania likely had venom glands in its jaws that released hemotoxins into its prey. One bite could trigger internal bleeding, rapid blood pressure drop, and eventual shock. The animal's curved, razor-edged teeth would tear flesh open while the venom ensured nothing escaped. Fossil evidence points to it being highly mobile, capable of stalking prey across open terrain. Recent studies suggest it might have survived until 50,000 years ago, meaning it potentially crossed paths with the first human settlers on the continent. Whether directly hunted or affected through ecosystem disruption, Megalania eventually vanished. But during its reign, it was a terrifying predator, fast, venomous, and completely unmatched on land. Number 6. Andrewsarchus. Lost to prehistoric time, Andrewsarchus remains one of paleontology's greatest enigmas. Its legend stems from a single massive skull found in Mongolia's Gobi Desert in 1923, measuring nearly 3 feet long. That fragment alone hinted at a carnivore of immense size. Expedition leader Roy Chapman Andrews, who later inspired Indiana Jones, named the animal after himself. Based on the skull and comparison to Mesonyx, a bear-like prehistoric mammal, scientists reconstructed Andrewsarchus as a 16-foot-long, 6-foot-tall predator weighing over 2,200 pounds. It had a long, heavy body, a thick tail, and 4 powerful hoofed limbs. Its deep snout was filled with bone-crushing teeth, likely used to rip flesh or crack through hard shells. Though it's still debated whether it was a scavenger or active hunter, its build suggests it didn't need stealth. It used power. With only one skull ever found, much about Andrewsarchus remains guesswork. But one thing is certain: it was no myth. It was a predator built to overwhelm. Number 5. Terror birds. In ancient South America, a group of feathered nightmares dominated for over 60 million years after dinosaurs vanished. These were the terror birds, or Forus racidae, towering predators reaching heights of 10 feet. They had feet like sledgehammers and curved beaks, capable of snapping a horse's spine in a single blow. South America, then an isolated landmass, lacked big mammalian predators. While wolves and saber-tooths ruled other continents, here, herbivores filled the landscape, and terror birds had no competition. Fast and agile, they wielded beaks like pickaxes, delivering skull-cracking strikes. Their heads acted as blunt weapons, while clawed feet landed bone-shattering kicks. 17 species rose and fell, each more terrifying than the last. They eventually vanished 2.5 million years ago, possibly displaced by new predators entering from Central America. But for over 60 million years, they were the undisputed rulers of their world. feathered, flightless, and ferociously efficient. All right now, let's move to number 4, Titanoboa. Well, just forget Hollywood serpents and mythological monsters. Titanoboa was the real deal. This ancient snake could reach lengths beyond 40 feet and weigh over 2,500 pounds, equal to a fully grown giraffe. It appeared after the dinosaurs vanished, stepping into the ecological gap left behind by extinct apex predators. Unlike today's large snakes, Titanoboa was more than just long. It was impossibly heavy, too massive for modern land life. Its secret? It lived in swampy, semi-aquatic habitats where the water helped offset its weight. Like an anaconda on steroids, it ambushed prey by coiling around it and squeezing until bones cracked and lungs collapsed. Turtles, giant crocodiles, and prehistoric reptiles stood no chance. Its size also pushed the limits of what we thought a snake could physically be. While ocean giants benefit from buoyancy, Titanoboa's success came from blending brute strength with stealth. In the murky shallows of prehistoric Colombia, this super scary serpent wasn't feared. It was absolutely unmatched. Number 3, Dunkleosteus. In the late Devonian seas, one predator reigned without contest, Dunkleosteus. This heavily armored fish wasn't built like your average swimmer. It combined a shark-like body with a skull plated in thick bone and stretched up to 32 feet long. Its most frightening weapon? A jaw system capable of snapping shut in under 60 milliseconds. This crushing bite could unleash over 5,300 pounds of pressure, enough to cleave through armored prey like a can opener. Dunkleosteus lacked real teeth. Instead, it wielded bony blades that sharpened themselves over time. These constantly regenerating weapons allowed it to pierce anything that crossed its path. Early assumptions pegged it as slow, but newer studies show it was capable of fast lunges to capture swift prey. Fossils even suggest it regurgitated indigestible bones, hinting at an intelligent feeding strategy. Fish, sharks, and even others of its own kind were fair game. In the ancient oceans, nothing matched Dunkleosteus in raw power. What's your take on this? Let us know. Number 2, Endoceras. Picture a creature the size of a car silently drifting through ancient seas, its body wrapped in a long, cone-shaped shell. That was Endoceras, one of the first true oceanic ambush predators. This massive cephalopod lived during the Ordovician period and could grow up to 19 feet long, making it the largest straight-shelled nautiloid ever discovered. Inside that massive shell was a unique internal tube, the siphuncle, which allowed it to adjust its buoyancy, floating silently or sinking as needed. With a cluster of long tentacles and excellent control over its position in the water, Endoceras didn't chase prey. It waited. Fossils have been found across North America, Europe, and Australia, hinting at its widespread dominance. Despite its size, it wasn't built for speed. It thrived by waiting in stillness, ready to strike. With few rivals in its time, Endoceras carved out a place at the top of the prehistoric food chain. Quiet, patient, and absolutely deadly. Number 1, Platybelodon. Think of an elephant with a trunk replaced by a massive leathery spork, weathered and ridged like ancient bark. As strange as that sounds, Platybelodon wasn't fantasy. It lived during the Miocene epoch, 8 to 20 million years ago. A prehistoric relative of modern elephants, it featured a wide, shovel-like lower jaw formed by 2 tusks flattened into cutting edges. When first discovered in the 1920s, scientists thought these unique incisors helped it scoop vegetation from swamps. But in 1992, paleontologist David Lambert proposed a different view. They were slicing weapons, used to hack through dense vegetation. Rather than staying near water, Platybelodon likely roamed landscapes across Asia, Africa, and North America, using its trunk to grab branches and its tusk blades to shear them down. It foraged like no elephant alive today. Its mix of features, part herbivore, part plant-cutting machine, made it one of the oddest, yet most efficiently adapted creatures of its time. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you soon.